Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Techbeast.org. So this is the part 2 of our short course on LoRaWAN. Okay, so in my previous video I have explained clearly what is LoRaWAN, how it works, and what are the classes of LoRaWAN devices and all these basic components which makes the LoRaWAN network. Okay, so it's where I have explained everything in detail. So in case if you have missed it, I strongly recommend you to take a look at the video first before you start deploying your own LoRaWAN network. Okay, so the link is in the description. You can take a look and just come back again to watch this video. So in this video what we are going to see is we are going to set up our own LoRaWAN network server in AWS, Amazon Web Services. Okay, so we will have Ubuntu EC2 instance in AWS. We will install all the software components and to set up our own network server, and we are going to build our own LoRaWAN network. So here I'm going to explain more in detail about a software called Chirpstack. So we are going to use this software called Chirpstack, which is completely open source and it's already a production ready software under open source license. Okay, so you can use this to build your LoRaWAN IoT applications, okay, using LoRa protocol. Okay, so let's move on. So why Chirpstack for LoRaWAN deployments? So basically, as I said, it's an open source LoRaWAN network server stack which provides an open source components for LoRaWAN network. So the components include a network server, application server, and gateway bridges, which I will explain more in detail in my upcoming slides. So this chipstack basically provides a user-friendly web interface mainly for device management. So the devices includes gateways and also your LoRa sensors. Okay, and the beauty is it provides APIs for integration. Okay, so you can integrate and you can send your LoRa packets and LoRa messages. Okay, in it you will see the messages in JSON format in your network server, which you can integrate with any third-party endpoints. Like you can send it to any MQTT broker, you can publish, you can send it to any HTTP endpoint, you can send it to any GCP, Google Cloud, or you can send it to Amazon SNS, AWS SNS, and Thingsboard, whatever it is. You can integrate and send the data for better visualization and dashboarding. Okay, so this chip stack supports multi-tenancy basically, and it supports all classes of LoRa nodes. So multi-tenancy is you can create different organizations and you can control how many gateways each organization can have, how many devices each organizations can have, and you can control the users and the role. Okay, so it supports all classes. So as I said, there are class A, class B, class C devices in my previous video. So it supports all the classes. Okay, and one of the key thing here is the community is really good. Okay, so it supports all the developers, whoever. If you're deploying for your company, if you want to roll out LoRaWAN network in your city, or if you want to do a startup, if you're learning whatever your use cases. Okay, so the community is always ready to help you and they're really good and active. Okay, so what are the chip stack components? Okay, so there are three basic chip stack components are there. So one is the gateway bridge, and other one is the network server, and another one is the application server. So what is this gateway bridge? Okay, so as the word itself says, it's a bridge. So it bridges the gateways and the network server. Okay, so it will act as a bridge. Okay, so basically the gateway will send all the LoRa packets to this gateway bridge, and this gateway bridge will send all the received packets to the network server. So basically it's act as a bridge. So this bridge you can install either in your gateway or you can install it in cloud or any on-prem separately. Okay, so second one is the network server. So this network server handles the authentication and communication with the application server. Okay, so third one is the Chirpstack application server. This mainly handles the encryption and decryption of the payload and provides integration with the third-party apps, as I said before. Okay, so this is the architecture I have taken from Chirpstack's documentation site, but it's really good, which we need to uh, talk about in detail. Okay, so we can just go from top to bottom. Okay, here as you see here, this is the LoRa gateway, and the packet forwarder will be inside the LoRa gateway. So in my next video, I will show you how you can set up a LoRa gateway. Okay, so and you can add the gateway in your Chirpstack's a network server. Okay, so and manage it. So this packet forwarder will forward all the LoRa packets to the Chirpstack gateway bridge. Okay, over the protocol UDP protocol. Okay, so then from the Chipstack gateway bridge, it will send the data to the Chipstack network server over MQTT, and the Chipstack network server and the application server will talk via gRPC protocol. Okay, so both this network server and the application server have this API. Okay, so API available, and any external softwares can talk to this Chipstack application server over this API. Okay, so as you see here, you can integrate with HTTP, MQTT, InfluxDB, Postgres, SQL database, and MQTT broker, ThingsPort, a lot actually. Okay, so that is this is the complete Chipstacks architecture. Okay, I hope you guys understand clearly what we are going to set it up first. Okay, so just now we saw the generic architecture, and now this is our deployment architecture. So in this video, what we are going to do, and in this short course, what we are going to do is I'm having a motion sensor with me now. Okay, which is a LoRa based motion sensor. You can buy any LoRa sensors, you can order online. There are a lot available in market. There are some cheap sensors really available which you can purchase. Okay, it's not really necessary to have the sensor. We just need a sensor and the application key in order to onboard. That's all. Then I have a LoRa gateway. So the gateway I am gonna use is a Curling's IFEM TOSL Evolution gateway. So you can build your own gateway using Raspberry Pis. There are a lot of possibilities, but in this course I'm going to use a Curling's LoRa gateway. Okay, so which is pretty good, which is compact, and it is easy to set up. Okay, so I am just gonna use this for this course. Okay, so as I said, the motion sensor and the LoRa gateway will communicate. The sensor will send the data to a gateway over the protocol, over the LoRa protocol, and as I said, the LoRa gateway will forward all the LoRa packets to the gateway bridge. So as you see here, we are going to install all our gateway bridge, LoRa network server, and the application server. Okay, all the three in a single machine in AWS. Okay, so the mainly why I'm gonna do this is for simplicity. Okay, for this video I'm just gonna install everything in a single server, but in case if you are deploying in a production system, you really want to consider higher availability. You want to run two gateway bridges, you want to run two or three LoRa network server, you want to run two or three application servers, and you need to do load balancings and all these kind of setups you need to follow in case if you're deploying it in production. But we really not focusing much on that, and that is not the objective of this video. I'm just going to install everything in this AWS. I'm going to explain how the entire LoRaWAN works. That's all. Okay, and even this chip stack is going to be a public one, so we will have a dashboard. We will get a username password to log into the web portal. So okay, so as you see here, the web portal can be accessed over the port 8080. So here you see the LoRa server. Okay, so this LoRa server is basically the IP address. Okay, the IP address of your EC2 instance. Okay, so that is what here 8000 is the LNS LoRa network servers API, and so 8001 is the LoRa application servers, Chipstack application servers API. Okay, so then from application server you can integrate with InfluxDB, HTTP, MQTT, and a lot. Okay, so basically this is our complete deployment architecture, and what ports we are going to use, what ports we are going to use to access the web page, and what port this LoRa packets will forward the packets to the gateway bridge. It's over this 1700 UDP protocol. So all these things are our deployment architecture. Okay. Okay, so prerequisites. Okay, so before I start showing you guys how to start installing this Chipstack network server, there are some prerequisites. Okay, of this to proceed. So I assume you have an AWS account. Okay, so in that AWS account, you need to spin a virtual machine. Basically, it's an Amazon EC2 instance. Okay, in any of your preferred region. You can be in Asia, you can be in America, you can be in India, anywhere the location is anywhere. You can just choose your preferred region, and you can just pin a EC2 instance with Ubuntu operating system. Okay, so then in AWS there is an option called security groups. So we need to consider this. So this mainly controls the ports. Okay, so here we need to our gateway. Okay, so which will be in our home or in our office or wherever, it needs to communicate with the network server, right, over the protocol UDP 1700. Okay, so we need to, this will be so you need to allow the port UDP 1700 in your security group. Okay, then you need to allow TCP port 8080, which is mainly for the Chipstack web page, to access the web page. Okay, so then you can refer the document, just log on to this link. You can follow the steps. So basically the documentation is really very clear, so we are just going to follow it to install the LoRa network server in AWS. Okay, so okay guys, so the best way to learn things is getting your hands dirty, so let's move on. To install the public LoRa network server in AWS, so what we need to do is Chipstack has given a clear documentation, so you can just go to getting started and click on quick start Debian or Ubuntu installation, and you can just follow the steps. Okay, so if you're good in Docker and all these containerization technologies, you can just use Docker Compose to easily spin up this LoRa network server. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are just going to follow this document to install this LoRa network server in our AWS in public instance. Okay, so this LoRa network server is gonna be public, so anyone who has this gateway can able to forward their data packets to this LoRa network server and can develop LoRaWAN applications. Okay, so let's just follow the steps here. So basically you can see there are some assumptions. Okay, so all chip stub components and the dependencies will be installed on a single server. Okay, so this is not a production ready installation, so this is just for demonstration to make you guys understand how this LoRaWAN works end to end. Okay, so all the components we are going to install in a single server. Okay, and there is one component called chipstack gateway bridge, so which acts as a bridge between your LoRa gateway, the packet forwarder, and the network server. Okay, so this gateway bridge can either be inside the gateway or it can be in the in the server. Okay, so in our scenario we are going to install the gateway bridge, the application server, the network server, everything inside the our Ubuntu machine. Okay, so as you see, all the communications will happen over MQTT, and the database we are going to use here to store all the config files, everything is Postgres, and we are going to use Redis. Okay, it's an in-memory database used to store relatively transient data in this Chipstack application. Okay, so as a first step, what we need to do is let me open my terminal. I have already logged into my Ubuntu machine, so always the best practice is to update the machine. Okay, so to update the machine, what you need to do is sudo apt-get update. Okay, so this will update the machine. Yeah, so it will take a time. So let's just wait for a while. Done. Okay, so now what we need to do is so let's just copy paste the commands. So this will install the Mosquito MQTT brokers, MQTT clients, and it will install Redis servers and tools, some Redis dependencies, and Postgres database. Okay, so let me just copy paste it, and this will install. It will take some time, and just make sure you have enough memory and space, so in order to install this softwares. Okay, so now the system, it's installing the Redis and all these software components needed for this LNS, and let's just wait for a while. Now, as you see, the installation is done already, and the next step is we need to set up the databases, all the necessary databases for this LoRa network server to store all the config files and all the configuration settings. So to enter the command line utility, you just need to copy paste this. So it's a Postgres PSQL command. So we just help you to enter into a command line mode. Okay, so sudo -u Postgres PSQL. So now you are already inside this command line utility. So then the next step is you need to follow all these steps. So we are just going to create a rule. The first rule is a chipstack AS. So AS stands for application server. You're going to create a role for application server. Next, you're going to create a role for network server, and with the login and passwords. Okay, so for this setup, I'm just going to use the same username password, but I strongly recommend to use something else which no one is hard to guess. Okay, so let me just create a role first. Okay, so done, the role is created, and the second step is create ns. Let me create the network server role. Okay, that's done, and the third step is I'm going to create a database, and the database is for the application server, and second database is for the network server with owner as as and ns. Okay, so these are all standard things when setting up a database, so let's just follow the steps. Okay, done. So after creating database, what you need to do is, okay, so you need to enter the application server database, and you need to create some stuffs. Okay, so now I am already inside this application server database. So after entering into this Chipstack AS database, you need to add some extension. Okay, so we can add this create pg underscore trgm extension first, and we need to add one more extension, which is extension HS store. Okay, so basically after adding these extensions, what you can do is just exit the database. Okay, that's it. So now we already created and set up this PostgreSQL database, and the next step is we are going to add the repository. Okay, so this is a repository where we need to download all the Chipstack AS images and the soft files. Okay, the packages. Okay, so you just need to add the directory manager, which will be helpful to download the repository files later. Okay, so after adding, what you need to do is you need to add a security key for the new. Okay, set up the key for this new repository. Then what you need to do is to creating a add this repository to create a new file. Okay, so that's all. So just make sure it's a new version, the 3.x. It will automatically download the new version for you, so you no need to worry. So once again, after adding all these repositories, what you need to do is you just need to update the package again. So this will update all your operating system with all the new packages, and whatever the changes you have did, it will update the system accordingly. Okay, so now we have set up the Chipstack software repository, and now what we are going to do is we are going to install the Chipstack gateway bridge, as I told before. So to install the gateway bridge, you just need to type sudo apt install Chipstack gateway bridge. So as simple as it is. Okay, so okay, so installation is going on, so that will it will take a while. And okay, so as you see, it has created some uh, links between the files, and you can see the installation is done. Okay, so now you can also, as you see, the configuration file, in case if you want to edit something, you want to change some configurations in the MQTT brokers and all these kind of setups, you can edit the file under this folder /etc chipstack gateway bridge chipstack gateway bridge.tyml. Okay, later I'll show you. So now so you just need to start the gateway bridge. Okay, okay, and to make it to make the gateway bridge run all the time, by the time your VM or your server starts, you need to enable the gateway bridge. Okay, so now we have done all these steps. So the gateway bridge installation is done, and now what we are going to do is we are going to install the network server. Okay, so the network, to install the network server, the steps are same. You just need to install sudo apt install chipstack network server. So this will install the network server, and the configuration files, everything can be found under the same folder /etc chipstack network server, and the .toml file. You can edit the configuration. Okay, so now let me start the network server first. Okay, and let me enable the network server so that the server will start on the boot up. Okay, okay, so done. So now okay, so if you so you want to check, right? So what we need to do is the configuration file, we need to change the Postgres database name and all these kind of settings. So to do that, what we need to do is just go to change directory /etc server. Okay, okay, sorry, I need to log in as a root user. Okay, so change directory /etc network server, and you can see the chipstack network server.toml file here. Okay, so just type sudo nano chipstack network server.toml. Okay, so now you can edit the file. So as you see here, these are all the configurations file, so I think you no need to change anything. So the only thing you need to set up is the Postgres the database address. Okay, so here you can see the Postgres dot okay, so this is the thing you are gonna change. So what you need to do is you need to follow the flow. So you can see here the user password at hostname /database disable. Okay, so just for ease of use, let me just copy this, and I'm gonna paste it here. Okay, so okay, okay, so here my username is user is what, so you can check the user, the network server user, which we have found in this document. So the user is Chipstack NS. Okay, so just copy this and you can put it Chipstack NS. The password is DB password. So again, I'm repeating. So don't just use the standard password. Use something else for securing your network server. Okay, so then the host name you can put. The host name is okay. So it's localhost. So it's a local host. You can just put then slash database SSL mode disable. Okay, so that's all. So the NS we have configured. You can just check. Okay. So the main thing you need to change one more here is the network server and the frequency band which is supported in your region. Okay, so here in Singapore, the band is AS923. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this to AS923. So you can check the regional band and you can change accordingly. And I'm gonna choose some channels. So basically, LoRa supports 8 and above. So you can just choose some channels which the gateway uses. So here I'm gonna put 92, 922.2, 922.4 megahertz and 922.6, 922.8. Okay, then 923. Okay, so all these are the channels my LNS, the LoRa network server is gonna support. Okay, so you can add up to 8 channels. So maybe you can just copy paste it again. So just to add 3 more. Currently I have 5 channels. I'm gonna add 3 more channels. Okay, so 6, 7, okay, 8. Okay, so 923 here. I'm gonna put 923.2 megahertz, 923.4 megahertz. Okay, then 923.6 megahertz. Okay, okay, so 92.2, 4, 6, 8, 3, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so totally I have 8 channels. My gateway and the LNS is gonna support. Okay, so let me just align for better readability. Okay, and now let me just so remaining all you can just leave it. So you can just make sure the API is gonna run at port 8000 and the MQTT broker it will run on port 1883. You can see the topics and if you are setting up some username password for your MQTT broker, you can just configure it. But here we are not focusing anything on security, so it's totally gonna be public. Okay, so anyone who has this can subscribe to the LNS. So let me just save the file. So Control X, save, done. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna restart the network server. Okay. Okay, so now let me just put the status here. You can see the network server is running. Okay, so you can see connecting to Postgres, and you can see if you want to see more logs, so just copy paste the sudo journalctl. This will show 100 lines of all your logs, so which is easier. Okay, so we have some issue in connecting to the database. Okay, so connecting to Postgres SQL. Okay, okay, so slash database does not exist. So I think the issue is because of the database not being properly configured. So let me just check my Postgres configuration, and as you see here, yeah, So we need to change the database. We missed to change the database. So the database name is still the same as the username. So it's chipstack underscore ns. Okay. So let me just add the correct database name. Let me save it and I can restart the network server again. So now if you just check the logs, you can see, okay, so starting loading device scheduler. So everything is set up properly. Okay, so the network server, everything ready, is applying PostgreSQL data migration. You can see all the logs. There is no error. Okay, so it's running properly. So now we have finished setting up the LoRa network server successfully. So next step is we are gonna install the application server. Okay, so the application server, you need to do just follow the same steps. You can just download the package, the repository from sudo by typing sudo apt install. You can install the repository. You can just install all the application server packages. It will take a while. Okay, so after installation, what you can do is you can adjust the configuration here. So similarly, you need to set up the same Postgres database with your username, password, and everything. And you can set up a JWT secret. Okay, so the JWT secret, it can be anything. Just make sure it is a complex. Okay, so you can also use this OpenSSL ran command to create a 32 or a strong JWT secret. But in our case, we just use some random names. Okay, okay, so now let me just log into my, I have the system has finished installation. So the configuration file can be found inside this cd etc chipstack application server and sudo nano chipstack.toml. Okay, so similarly, let's just copy paste this thing and you are gonna edit the configuration. Okay, so let me just delete this. Okay, and my username password database is chipstack underscore as is the user, chipstack underscore as is the user, password db password is the password. Okay, host name, you can leave it as localhost, and the database is chipstack underscore as. Okay, so it's similar, the database and the username is same, which I think you guys remember from the document. Okay, so remaining all we just leave as it is, and you can see the 6379, the red is being configured and the public host is okay, it's on 8001, the internal APIs. Okay, so let's not worry much. So we just in case if you're configuring anything, you can set it up here. Okay, so this is where you will need to set up your JWT secret. So in my case, I'm not gonna much focused on security, so you can type any secret. Okay, so this is a strong secret. Okay, okay, so this you can uh, use for the API authentication as you stated here, this JWT secret. So just make sure you are using a secure long 32 digit random number. Okay, so just save it. So now as they stated, you can just enable or start and enable the application server. Okay, sudo systemctl start and sudo systemctl enable the application server. Okay, that's fine. So now let's just check the logs and verify whether our application server is running properly without any error. Okay, so you can see here, wow, everything is perfect and there is no error connected to database, data migrations and all the APIs integrations. You can see all the logs. Okay, so there is no error. So which means our application server is running as expected. Okay, so this is we are not going to use this because we already installed the gateway bridge on our server. We are not installing it on the gateway. So now let's just focus on the opening the portal, and in my next video I will show you how you can add a gateway and how you can add a LoRa sensor device and you can start tracking its data. Okay, so now let's open the GUI, the web app available for this Chipstack management of all your gateways devices provided by Chipstack. So you can just type the IP address of your machine and the web UI can be found in port 8080. So when you just key in, you will see the Chipstack application server. Okay, so this is where you can log in to manage, add your gateways, add your sensors. You can manage as organizations, you can create users, and you can control all those uh, organization level controls. Is admin. Okay, so let me just log in and show you what's inside. It's totally a new application server. As you can see, there are no active devices, no active gateways, no device data. Okay, so everything is empty. So basically, so what we need to do is we need to set up gateway. So in my next video I will show you how you can set up the network. Just add the network server, add some gateway profiles. Okay, so then you can create some application profile where you can add your devices and monitor your sensor data. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys. If you like my videos and channel, please subscribe to it and show your support. So let's learn every day. Let's make technology easy peasy for everyone. I hope everyone is staying safe, and thank you.